What's up guys, this is Pat O'Gorman with Good Drill, and today we're gonna be breaking down 4 finishes to outskill the defense as an undersized guard. And I'm gonna give you drills to go with these finishes as well. The first type of finish is one that everybody knows. It's a simple floater. If LeBron is a shot blocker, you can imagine he has arms, and I floated over him, he has no chance to block it. You need to be able to do these off 2 feet like this, also off of 1 foot like this. Of course, you need this with the left hand too. You need these off 1 foot too, even with the left. People sleep on that one. Now these finishes mean nothing if you can't do them at full speed to simulate game situations. So what you're gonna do, get an AP 2-step, full speed, 2 steps, floater. Now that one was off 1 foot, so you gotta do 2 foot as well. Maybe take 1 dribble, float. Same thing with the left, 1, 2, full speed. That was off 1 foot, so you know we gotta do 2 foot as well. Now, a lot of players have a tough time challenging themselves at full speed, so I'm gonna give you a drill that forces you to do that. So what you're gonna do, make sure you challenge yourself. Throw it out, you have to wait for it to bounce, and then go get it. See how I'm waiting? It can only bounce once, float. The one I just did was 2 foot, so now you know I gotta do 1 foot. Wait for it to bounce, full speed. Good. So now that you got floaters down, we're gonna move on to the second finish. The second type of finish we're gonna work on today is a wide finish outside the paint like this, almost like a hook shot. Once you beat your initial defender off the bounce, you're probably gonna face a shot blocker like LeBron. If I take it into him, he's probably gonna punch it. But if I take it wide outside the paint like this, he has no chance. Just like floaters, you need this off 1 foot, and you're gonna need this off 2 feet as well. As I just demonstrated, you need this with the right and left hand as well. Now, we're gonna demonstrate 2 drills for this. Same thing as the floaters, 2 steps full speed, outside the paint, good. Now I'm gonna do this with the left hand as well. I just did it off 1 foot, so I'm gonna show 2 foot this time. 2 steps, full speed, good. Now for the second drill, I'm gonna start at the 3-point line. Again, it's for those that have a tough time challenging themselves. I'm gonna throw it, wait for it to bounce. This forces me to go full speed, wide finish outside the paint. I gotta get this with the left hand too. Again, top of the key, throw it out, wait for it to bounce, good. Wide outside the paint, good. Now this finish might seem a little ridiculous. Hook shots outside the paint, right? But if you can get this down consistently, LeBron in there, he's not blocking your shot. Now the third type of finish is high arcing shots, high off the glass. LeBron in there, he has no chance of blocking it if I throw it nice and high. So look, if I'm here, throw it up like that, how is LeBron gonna block that? One more time. Good. Now when you first start working on these, they're gonna be pretty challenging. But I just want you to work on right next to the basket, throwing it as high off the backboard as you possibly can. This really challenges your touch, and it's a good touch drill too. When that gets easy, I want you to do the same thing with your left hand. Remember to work both sides, just like that. When that part gets easy, I want you to do the same thing, but you're gonna scoop it now. High off the glass. Remember, work both sides, both hands. Gonna miss sometimes. Missing is good, it means you're challenging yourself. That's not high enough. Gotta go again. Good. Just like the floaters and wide finishes, you have to be able to finish these off 2 feet like that, or off 1 foot like this. It mixes the defense up. Also, just like the floaters and wide finishes, they mean nothing if you can't do them at full speed. So again, the drill we're gonna do, AP 2 steps, 1, 2, full speed, finish high off the glass. Remember, you gotta work on both sides, both feet. So we're gonna go AP 2 steps, full speed, throw it high. That wasn't high enough. If you can make these, LeBron has no chance of blocking you. Now again, to challenge yourself full speed, we're We're gonna do the ball tosses. I have to wait for it to bounce. This forces me to go full speed and then throw it high off the glass. We're gonna move back, challenge myself even more this time. Throw it, get it in one bounce, full speed. Good. Now in games, there's not always gonna be a shot blocker as good as LeBron in the paint, but if you can make those high arcing finishes, high off the glass, or even a swish, it's gonna be a lot easier to make those regular layups. The fourth and final finish I want you to work on is layups without bringing your left hand back to the ball. Think about it. If LeBron's guarding me and I'm just a little bit past him, if I bring this hand back to the ball, he's gonna be able to slap it out. But if I extend here without bringing this hand back to the ball, he has no chance of getting it. Now you'd be surprised, these finishes are a lot harder than they look, so that's why I need you to work on it. So more full speed, it's gonna look like this. LeBron's on my hip, I'm just extending out like that. Again, you're gonna need this with both hands. So I beat my defender, extend out, hands right here, not bringing it back to the ball. Now for these finishes, you can combine the same aspects of the other three we worked on in this one too. So for example, wide finish without bringing your hand back to the ball, or even how about a high arcing finish without bringing your hand back to the ball, just like that. Now, just like the three prior finishes, these mean nothing if you can't do them at full speed. So we're gonna get back in our athletic posture, full speed, extend, layup. You also have to be able to do these on 1 foot, on 2 feet, whatever. So again, we'll go 2 foot this time, extend. Now, if you really wanna challenge yourself, again, we're gonna go with the ball toss, throw it out, catch it with only one hand. Can do a reverse finish too. Let's try that again. I'm telling you, this is a lot harder than it looks. Throw it out, challenge yourself. Good. Really gotta challenge myself here. Throw it out, one bounce, full speed. Got it. Now, just as I said before, you can combine different aspects of these finishes. So we're gonna keep the same ball toss theme going. I have to get it with one hand wide outside the paint and finish it. Wait for it to bounce, wide outside the paint, finish. Gonna do the same thing with my left hand. Make sure you start at the 3-point line, give yourself a challenging toss, and get it. Woo! Now I'm gonna combine the high arcing aspect of this. So start a little bit behind the 3-point line, throw it out, wait for it to bounce, one hand, high arc. Now I gotta go with the left hand too. Let's see if I got this one. Wait for it to bounce, one hand. That wasn't high enough though. Gotta challenge myself a little bit more. I'm telling you guys to challenge yourself, so I definitely gotta challenge myself. Wait for it to bounce. Now clearly that drill is very challenging for me, so that means I have to work on it. I'm just gonna obsessively work on that until I get it easily. So just to recap, the 4 finishes you need to outskill taller, more athletic defenders. The first one's a floater. The second one is wide outside the paint. The third one is high arcing shots out of the defense's reach. And the fourth one is extending without bringing this hand back to the ball. Then LeBron will have absolutely no chance of blocking your shot. And if you got all 4 of those finishes and all those drills were super easy for you, let us know in the comments and we got you with more challenges. And of course, like and subscribe.